The Munich-based economic think tank, the Institute of Economic Research, predicts that the German economy will contract 6.6% this year and won't recover from the fallout of the coronavirus crisis until the end of 2021. Meanwhile, just days after lifting restrictions, Europe's biggest economy faces the prospect of returning to a stricter lockdown after a surge in new infections. Well, for more on this, I'm now being joined by journalist Ruona Meyer from her home in Trier, Germany. Relatively speaking, Germany is seen as a positive success. It's almost being used alongside some countries in Southeast Asia, having, tested, managed to trace. The lockdown measures have been eased. Is that felt within the borders of Germany?
You know what, Juliana, I would say yes and no. And let me just quickly explain. So the sentiment is being felt because, thankfully, as you've said, we've not seen scenes of hospitals beyond capacity or overpopulated mortuaries in other European countries that have far smaller population, far smaller population than Germany. However, we are definitely not out of the woods yet because, for instance, Berlin, the capital, is building a larger hospital, a very large COVID-19 dedicated hospital. Now, that tells you that there's no government, if you understand what I mean, that would spend money building a dedicated COVID hospital if we were really out of the woods. Then we're also reminded every day on television, on radio, about the fact that we need to keep our basic reproduction number. Now, that's the rate at which one patient infects another. They say we need to keep it at below 1. And we're told every single day that if we don't keep this number at below 1, we might end up with a collapsed healthcare system as early as October. So what we're saying is that alongside announcing these gains that are in the media or reported elsewhere, the authorities have continued to caution us, that if Germany hits the average COVID-19 basic reproduction rate of between 2.4 to 3.3, then about 70% of the entire 83 million population could get COVID. So that's the thing we hear here.
Wow.
You guys might hear something else, but we also get the warning.
Yeah, everybody's got a stark kind of warning that they hear all the time. I've got to ask you quickly, we're running out of time, Ruona. Some experts, some Munich-based experts predict the economy will contract 6.6% this year. This is being felt everywhere across the globe. Is it being felt in Germany, that economic pinch of this COVID-19 lockdown?
Definitely being felt. It's felt in SMEs, and that's why one of the first places that are going to open is businesses that are below the 800 square meter mark, so that people can get back into work. SMEs can get back into work. We may be looking at up to 50,000 businesses going insolvent because of COVID-19. But don't forget that the Institute for Economic Research that predicted all this also said that as the lockdowns are getting reduced, we might begin to see an ease from the third quarter of the fiscal year and beyond. And this is what Germany is trying to get into, to try to make sure that we can open carefully so we can get in more money into the system, but also balance our infection rate.